Welcome into another episode of Talking Business. I am Scott Mann, and I'm joined today by Tevis Durbin. Tevis, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So Tevis is a regional manager with Supreme Lending, and he has quite the history in finance. So Tevis, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your company and then also your job responsibilities.
Yeah, sure. So Supreme Lending is a residential mortgage company, mortgage bank to be exact, which basically means we only do mortgages. So we don't do checking or savings or anything else. We don't do anything with businesses. It's strictly helping people buy houses and refinance. The company's been around for 21 years, headquartered out of Dallas, Texas, and it's a private company, one owner. Same guy started it with him and a buddy, still here 21 years later. We've got roughly, I'm going to call it 3,000 associates throughout the country in every state, with probably 600 at corporate. And so they basically set everybody up individual. So you're kind of like a franchise. You kind of run every aspect of the business. And I've been with them for 7 years. I've got 3 offices in Indiana, and then we do business in about 12 states.
Excellent. So how did you get into mortgage lending?
Well, it's one of those paths that had some zigs and zags, I would say. I got my undergrad degree in economics, and I got my master's in finance, and so my MBA. And so I started right out of college being a financial advisor, and went into a finance company after that. And Wells Fargo came in, hired me and my team. We spent about 12 years there. And working for a big company like Wells Fargo, you're always going in different directions and different bosses that might not be familiar with your area, might be more of a national versus a local. And so I left Wells Fargo and wanted to be more with an independent company, one that would allow us to call more of the shots. And so that's what led me to Supreme from the start of it all along.
Excellent. So when you, out of college, you were working for a personal finance company. Tell us a little bit about becoming a day trader.
Yeah, at the time in the 90s, it was big into mutual funds and everything started. But my passion was always individual stocks. And so it was probably maybe 10 years later, I started playing around a little bit, reading some books, trying to figure out, if there was a pattern. I was big into charts, obviously with that economics degree. And so I'd say for probably, now I didn't do it last year because we were just so busy with work, but probably over the previous 5 years, I was a pretty significant day trader. I wouldn't say I was real aggressive. I was trying to get in, get out, make money. And I had some of my long-term investments that was more of a security blanket. But it's amazing if you study it, how there's patterns. It's interesting to see the financials behind it, and I enjoyed it.
So what type of education, certifications, trainings have helped you along the way, even from a day trader now into mortgage lending? And also, do you have to do like continuing education credits, things like that to kind of stay up on the latest trends?
Yeah, you do. So there's a big difference between a national lender versus somebody like Wells Fargo versus somebody like Supreme. Supreme, we are in each state, but we're not licensed nationally, so to speak. So therefore, we had to. So like when I was at Wells Fargo, I didn't have to do any training like that. When I left Wells Fargo, we had to take 20 hours of pre-licensing education and then pass a 150 question test just to get a license to do business in any state. And then each state after that has their own requirements. So it might be in Ohio, I might have to take 2 hours every year. And in Nevada, I might have to take 1 year every year. And then there's some states where you don't, they just, they rely on your normal continuing education requirements, which are 8 hours. So to be like a loan officer, you do have to take the pre-licensing education, take the test, pass it, and then be sponsored. So that's one of the things. We also, as a company, offer additional training, just going through, more importantly, to do things the right way, compliance training, fair advertising, fair lending, making sure that you don't have any, not only that you don't discriminate, but there's no disparate impact. So maybe there's something that you're doing that has the outcome you don't wish. So we do a lot of training like that. And then, of course, with me now running the full facet of the business, I was able, a lot of the classes I took for my MBA, just budgeting, planning, um, even the marketing aspects of it, of course, the financial aspects of it, all play a role in what I do on a day-to-day basis now.
Excellent. So if someone was interested in becoming a mortgage lender, is there a specific degree that would help them with this, or do they just need to get some form of a bachelor's degree, associate's degree? What exactly would help them the most to become a mortgage lender?
Well, obviously you're going to need to be good with numbers. So that would help. However, it's more of a people business. The numbers are kind of the byproduct of it. So being able to relate to someone, whether it's a client like a realtor or a financial advisor or somebody that we're trying to build a relationship with them so they partner with us. So that's more of a people skill. So you could pick that up in any degree, I believe. But then when it comes to running the numbers and doing like break-even analysis and whether it makes sense, obviously you don't want to be afraid of that aspect of it, but it definitely would help.
So finance, accounting, something along those lines.
Definitely would help on the numbers side. But when I first started undergrad, I wanted to be an accountant, and what deterred me from that is they were so cold and so dry, and so just focused on numbers. That's all it was about. So I think you got to have both sides of your brain working, but definitely the financial side. We run a lot of payments, a lot with interest rates, and that would definitely help.
So the networking aspect, really, you got to be outgoing to be a mortgage lender. You can't be just all about numbers. You actually have to build relationships and contacts in order
Absolutely.
to meet your quota. So what do you enjoy most about your job, Tevis?
Now I enjoy being responsible for everything. Before I didn't have a lot of control in, what the rates were, what our fees were, how I paid my people, what markets I wanted to do business in. So being able to control all of that is nice. So that's a big plus with where I'm at now. But we also, I talk to my team all the time, and you do so many transactions a year and you've done it for so many years, you sometimes lose sight of how emotional it is to buy a house. And so when we go in and we see somebody buy a house for the first time, it's not uncommon, probably once every 2 months, just tears, just people that never thought they could do it, whether they were moving here from out of the country and it was their first time owning anything significantly, whether it's a single mom who is now on her own trying to establish herself. It's just so much fun, and helping them do that and getting paid for it is a very nice thing to do. And so we try not to lose sight of that, and it's fun. And even people buying their second and third homes, I don't care how many times you do it, there's still so much fun when you're there. It's over, you're on your way to the house, bottle of champagne, ready to move in. So that's something that we don't want to take for granted.
Nice. What are some challenges with your job?
Well, there's there's a lot. Probably one of the biggest challenges is managing expectations. So it is a situation that obviously when someone's buying a home, someone's selling a home, and then there could be that person selling a home at somebody else, and there's several people involved on that one transaction. So meeting the deadline is a big thing, and so we have to take that end date and then we have to move everything backwards. So we know 2 weeks out, this needs to be done. 10 days out, this needs to be done. 5 days out, this needs to be done. And so it's managing those expectations, staying organized. Also, it's anticipating the market. What are rates going to do? Should I lock today? Should I wait? Is this the right neighborhood to be in? There's a lot of challenges there, and trying to get a deal done. Not every deal is easy, and trying to figure out a way to help somebody buy a house or put them on a plan so that they can in a few months is tough. So it's a lot of juggling, managing emotions. People get very emotional in buying a house, and it's tough to kind of sort through that at times.
Um, so what advice would you give to a student starting out in college, or maybe somebody who has decided to come back to college to change their career path?
I would say, well, obviously I have 2 kids in college right now, so I guess I can give you the same advice I gave them. I think the first couple of years of college, your goal should be to keep as many doors open as possible. Like I said, I spent the first 2 years dead set that I was going to be an accountant. And then I did an internship and completely did a 180 after that. So I think you want to keep your doors open, explore as many things as you can. I would also say the sooner you can get involved in group projects, the better. Because everything, once you get out in the business world, it's all about a group. Whether it's 2 people, whether it's 4 people, whether it's 85 people. It's working together. It's delegating. It's holding people accountable. So the sooner you can get involved in that environment, I think the more successful you'll be. Because a lot of people will struggle in the workforce that's never been in a group environment, and you can tell those that have done that a lot. They're more apt to get in and get going quicker. But I would say that's probably it, because there's a lot of classes that I took that benefit me today that might not have been tied directly to my major. So I'd say being open those first 2 years and seeing where it takes you be the advice I gave my kids. So I hope it works.
Excellent. So Tevis, do you have any websites or social media accounts that you would like to share? And I can also link those out in the description below this video.
Yeah, we do. So our main website is supremeindiana.com. That's got a link to our team and what products we offer. And it also, I'm sure, I haven't been on it for a while, but I bet it also has a link. We've got a Twitter page. And then, of course, we have corporate links as well. But I would say that. And of course, I'm on LinkedIn as well with my name. But we try to drive all of our traffic through the supremeindiana.com website.
And I can say that Tevis helped me refinance my home last year, did a fantastic job. So if you're in the market to refinance or maybe to purchase, Tevis is licensed in Tennessee. So you should definitely reach out to him and he'll get you a great rate as well.
I just love an opportunity. Appreciate that.
So thank you, Tevis, for your time, and we'll catch you down the road.
All right. Appreciate it. Take care, Scott.